We will continue with our text transformation. Last time I showed you how to go about creating, how to go about capitalizing letters, like sentence cases. We used the customer table. We worked on capitalizing the last name, first name, last name. So let's move on to this place. And yeah, so we have some columns. Homeowner. So by rule of thumb or by common sense, you would normally say this is yes or no. Homeowner, like it's a flag. Are you a homeowner? Yes or no? Which is correct. YN, which is correct. But we would like to, change it. We would like to make it much more explicit. And that we can use replace value here. Replace value. So when I click here, I need to select the column I want to go work on. Click on replace value. So what do I want to replace? I want to replace Y. Notice that you can actually replace nothing, and you can replace nothing with something. So those places where we have like null values, you can say all where you have null values, you replace it with something. So Y, I want to replace it with S. The way you have in Excel, that's how it works. And that does it. The same way, I'll go back and say all the N replace it with no, and we are good to go. That is how simple this is. Did that sink well?
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the next. So imagine we want to create something like full name. Full name. And let's say I want to create it. Okay, here we are, full name. So full name will normally comprise of, the prefix, the first name, the last name. Let's try and do that. To do it, we need to select all the column. So I'm going to click on the first column, hold my shift key. I don't want to keep selecting them one after the other. Hold my shift key and select the next column, and that selects everything in between. As soon as it does that, I can go to merge query, and merge it. Sorry, merge column, and I'm saying merge query. That should be found in, should be add column. Yeah. So add column, merge column. We'll come to merge query. We'll come to merge query later. That's completely different thing and very important and powerful tool to use. So we'll go to add column, merge column. This will create a new column, which will be like the full name. So what is the name? There's no separator here. So what is the name? Watch what happened. I want to do it without separator. I will say full name. And when I create it, it creates a new column at the end. So, but notice this is not readable. You see, everything is modeled up. So, but what I want to do is I'll go back. To go back and edit my work, I just click on the gear icon. and I want to select space as my separator. So it's going to separate the content, the values of each of the columns. And when I say no, yeah, okay, it does it. And that's how simple merging column is. Are we all right?
Yeah. I have a question. Quickly.
Please ask.
Can we merge columns that are numbers? And if so, what will be the relationship between the numbers? Is it addition or multiplication?
Exactly. So can you create a new column by through operations? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yes, we can do that. Any form of operation you want to do, you can do that. And we'll do it later today. Are we good? Remember, today is text. This now, what we're doing now is text transformation. All right, let's move on. So I have done this. Do we like it that way? I'll just undo it and we'll move on. We are demonstrating things. So let's go to products. In products, we have a column called product description. Please pay attention to this. So let's go back to add column and extract. Add column and extract. So when you look at this, sometimes you find yourself having a column that has so many texts, like a sentence, it's like sentences, and you want to extract some things. You want to create a new column from them and extract some information. So this is going to become in handy. So let's say we come here, extract. So, and this extract is in add column. And remember, we want to add a new column. That's why we are on add column. So you can extract information from by length, last character, first character, range, text before delimiter, and text after delimiter, text between delimiter. Imagine you want to extract information by length. Click on length. Oh, sorry, that's not what they. So this calculated the length for us, the length of each text, which can come handy in at some point, depending on the kind of data set you have. So let's go back and continue with that first set of character we want to get. So this is going to get it by count. We want to get like the first 10 characters. This includes comma, colon, semicolon, anything that is there. That also includes space. Space is counted as character, please. So we say enter how many starting character to keep. I want you to keep the 10 starting character. Remember, that's what it says. So it's going to create, and this is what it gave us. This is universal, universal. And this is not going to really make sense, except if you have a well-structured column. And then you want to extract the first. Let's see if we have anything like that. Let's see. We don't have anything like that here. And so the first 10, 5, 6, 7 character comes in handy when you know exactly that anything you're going to pick will 100% and suiting to you what your requirements are. So that's when you use it. Next, let's try the other one. Last character works from left, it starts counting from the end. So if I go 10, and this is what we have, from the end backwards, that's what we have. Yes, Valentine.
Yeah. Can you do more than 10?
Yeah, can do any number. It's not more than what you have.
Right.
How many do you want to do?
I just want to know if you can do more than 10
I can do five
because we've
too.
been using 10, 10.
I'm sorry about that. All right, the next is carat range. So we want the starting index where we want to start. So we want to start like the fifth one. Number of characters from the fifth one will be like 8 character. I don't want to say 10 again. Or you would think there's something with me at 10 today. All right, so what happened here? Let me drag this closer. Keep it here. Push this backwards. Bring it closer here. And that's guys have to easily drag and keep drag columns to where you want it to be. That's a very handy way. So let's say this range. Let's start from the fifth character. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will skip the first 5 character and continue from the sixth one, which is RS, and then give us 8 from them. So from then, let's see, the R will start from the R to the L is 4, the space is 5, FIT, then that's 6, 7, 8. And that's how it works. Remember, everything there, including space, is a character. Any question there? So we'll
Please,
move.
Kingsley, can you explain that again, please?
Which of them do you want me to explain?
How this fifth character, like when you said the RSAL,
All right, so let's
like
do it this way. I'm just trying to show you that it worked. Range means I want it to start from, let's say, the fifth character, because it's a range. It needs to start from somewhere between something and something. That's what range is all about. From the fifth character, get me the first 8 characters. From the fifth character, get me the first 8 characters. So what happened is that it has created this. Let's move it back to where we want it. Let it be here. So this is it, universal fit. It's RSAL fit. Let's count the first 5 characters and remove it. First 5 characters will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 5 character ends at E. Then the next one will start from R. And that's why we have ROSAL. And when you count it from R, you have from R to L is 4 characters. The space is 5. FIT are 3 characters, which is 3 plus 5, 8. And that's what it gave to us, 8 characters.
yeah. So this first two must be a character.
That is it. Must. Everything there, including space. All right, I think it would be nice you have a headset because I have said that space like 5 times today. That's part of it. Please pay attention more. Thank you. All right, so let's continue, guys. Now, still here on the product description, come to extract text before delimiter. You know what the delimiter means. Delimiter can mean comma, space. It could mean anything. Let's see some range of, and it could actually mean your own, custom delimiter. It could mean a custom delimiter like all those special characters. All those special characters, they could be delimiters. So let's go. Text before delimiter. What is the delimiter? Any text before comma is going to take care, you're going to start with the first comma. And it has created it. Drag it. Right. I'll keep it here. So can you see universal fit in? Can you see where the comma is? Universal fit, universal fit. Let's take another one. This one, the comma is here. So we're not able to, where is it here? Okay, so there's no comma here, so it gives everything. But we do have semicolon, but semicolon is not our delimiter. Our delimiter is comma. So what it will do is it will go in for every sentence, it will look for the first comma and extract the data that comes before the first comma. And that's what it gives to you. That is the test before delimiter. And the other one is after. Can do after, and then it can still do between. And that's how simple this delimited stuff is.
Okay, so is the text that is fit? Okay, fine.
Yeah, so there is a noise on the background, please.
Hello, Kinsley. Is it the text that is filtering the answer, like what is going to be?
Test filtering. We are the one filtering it using the function there. So the function you said, the command you have given, we go and look for comma. Anywhere I see comma, it will give you the first set of data there. That's what it does. Extract, test before delimiter. Our delimiter is a comma. If you give it a semicolon, it will look for semicolon. We give it space if you look for space. For instance, if I give it space, with test before delimiter, I have to give it space. I will just click on my space bar button. That's the space only. And it will give me all the stuff before the first space. So you can see the first space comes after universal. And that's how it works. Your delimiter can be anything. If you want to split your data, your column into this and that, into 2, 3, you just use that and it does it well. Very good, people. All right, so let's continue. Insert test before delimiter. Do we need this? No. Insert test range. Oh, I have not been deleting this. Okay, so, and that's it. Very easy. You just practice it. Let's look at the advanced option of test before delimiter. This. When you look at this, there's also an advanced option here. Scan for the delimited. So let's go with our comma. Scan for the delimiter from the start of the input. Number of delimiter to skip. So you can tell it how many to skip. So you're telling it start from the first input, like the first character. And you tell it, if you see the first delimiter, skip it, go to the second one. Imagine I'm using space here, which is better. So space, skip the first delimiter. So number of delimiter to skip, I'll say 1 from the beginning. So it will skip it. What I'm expecting here is universal fit. It will skip the first delimiter and go and start and end, continue from the second space here, which is between fit and where. So let's start, let's go. And remember I say 1, that is the first, that's what to skip. So you see, I'll drag it again to that place so that you will see what we're saying. All right, so here we are. I told it skip the first space, and that's what it did. When it get to the next space, give me the data before the next space, and that's what it just did. The first space, see the first row here, the first space is here before between universal and fit, and then the second space is between fit, between the comma and where, and that's what it gave to us. All right. And I hope that is fine.
No, it's the way I understand this thing now. He said skip the first delimiter, text before the delimiter. Universal fits is after universal there's a space. So I'm thinking it should be fit then well, then the comma and well, not universal fit.
Fits, comma, and well.
Can you hear
So
me?
the space between that comma and well is the second delimiter
Fits.
here. Is the second
Second
space.
delimiter.
So we told it to only skip one, and it skipped the first one between universal and fit. And gave us data. We merely saw the next one. He gave us the data before it.
Not the data after it. Okay.
So we said before. We want to say
Okay.
after, then it works the other way around.
Okay.
All right. So if your background is where this sound is coming from, please mute yourself, or you can turn it off and concentrate.
Please leave. Please
Yes,
do.
please.
This is not clear.
Which of them is not clear?
I think after the first delimiter is between universal and fit.
Yes.
This was just explained.
And so the second one should be
Well.
comma and well vented.
Exactly. That's what I'm
But
thinking.
that's what it did. Yes.
Yeah, but that's where the data is the result is supposed to pull
Supposed to be.
from.
But that is where it is.
No, that's not the answer you gave.
All
What you
right,
gave
hold
as the
on.
answer is
Not like the
universal fit.
outcome.
Hold on. Let's do it again. Test before delimiter. Advance. We want space. And we'll say skip the first one and give us the second. When you get to the second one, give us the data. The question is, when you get to the second one, give us the answer, give us the test. It came here. The first delimiter is space.
That one.
And it skipped it. That is not what I want. I want the second delimiter, which is between well and comma. When it got here, it stopped and gave us everything before it.
Yeah, I feel it's supposed
Yeah, go ahead.
to give us, I don't know. I just feel it's supposed to give us after this well, and that's what I'm asking. I think the same thing Peculiar is asking now. It's supposed to give us this well, like from that well, since the first delimiter is that space, universal, then the space. That's the first delimiter. Text before the first delimiter, right? Which is universal and the space.
No, text before so the question is skip the first delimiter and go to the next one. That's the question.
And if the first delimiter is this space after universal now, right?
We skipped it. Yes.
Can you watch?
Okay, so if we haven't said first what's it called now? First delimiter from the second, it will just resulted, it will just giving us universal.
Yes, and that I have demonstrated.
Just universal.
Yes, if we hadn't said skip one. Imagine I come in here and I'll edit it. So I edit it and I say skip 2.
Okay, that will be
So where will it be?
Universal fit.
Skip 2.
Well
Universal fit and well vented.
Well vented.
Well vented, exactly. So let's go and bring our data.
Universal fit well vented.
Comma.
Still is don't know.
What is it I don't know? It's easy. See? It's doing the job. First one, second one, and as it got to the third one, it gave us the data before it. And it's very important.
I think it's not supposed to give us the answer of the one it skipped. It's supposed to give the one answer of the one it has skipped. I don't know if you get my question. Maybe I'm not explaining.
Between you are not
Now it's giving the answer of the one that was skipped.
what it said it's doing. That's what it says it's doing. This is the first delimiter. When you get here, don't do anything. Keep going. When you get here, don't do anything. Keep going. You have done, how many have you done? You have done 1, 2. And I told you skip 2. So it will keep going. When it gets to the third one, it will stop. And then bring back all the data when it goes to the third one.
Okay. So if it's going to skip 3 now.
It did not skip 3. It skipped
I'm just
2.
saying, like, I know it did not skip 3. I'm saying, like, if it's going to skip 3, it's going to get to the
It's
lightweight.
going to skip 2. It's important you understand it here so that you don't go and start thinking. It only skipped 2. When it got to the third one, it stopped and gave us the data. It did not even go beyond the third one. When it got to the third one, it stopped. The idea is when you see something, this thing, when you see a particular thing, stop and give us the results. And that will be set by us. That will be set by us. It can be comma, semicolon, space. It can be so many things. Yeah, Peculiar, ask your question. Peculiar, ask your question.
I don't have a question. I was just trying to concur to what you're saying. But I think I remember what I wanted to say. Sorry. I wanted to ask if there are real life scenarios where I would use this
Yes,
function.
a lot. You will use it a whole lot during data preparation. Like you're going to use it so much. The data you're going to use out there will turn you upside down. It is for you to hold your composure and use these tiny things to make the most out of your data. They will come super handy. You see, this text transformation, don't ever joke with it. This is the power of data cleaning. That's why I'm taking my time.
Yes.
Yeah, can we continue?
Yes.
So I'm going to just remove all these transformations I have done. And let's move on. And yeah, that's the end of this transformation. Let's go to number transformation. Am I at the number transformation yet? Yeah, let's go to number transformation. All right. What do I use to, let's see. So we've got some numbers here. Yeah, we've got like product cost. Let's use it. Remember, we have told you that both on transform and add, we got this group we got tests and number, from test and from number. That's like from test column and from number column. We have them in this two space. And I said that when you want to make any transformation on a column, you don't want to create a new column. You use transform. You use all the function from transform. If you want a new column created, you come to add column. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It responds, guys.
Yes, it does.
So on this product cost, that's like a number. That's a number column. On this number, from number, you will see standard, scientific. You see things like trigonometry, things we're not even going to bother ourselves. Rounding up number, up or down, even or odd. You can use any of them. Statistical, absolute value, power, root, square root, exponential, algorithm, logarithm, factorial. No need to bother yourself about this. We're not using any of this, so you don't start fidgeting. And then here we are. We have add, we have a multiply, we have subtract. We have divide, modulo, that is like absolute, percentage, and what is it called? Percentage of. Okay, so
Well, I'll tell you why I'm here. It all started during the Zapper invasion. I got surrounded, but the Zappers weren't there to zap.
okay. All right, so let's do this. So I am on this transform. I'm not creating any column here, so I cannot use this statistical operation. But here I can use it. Because you need to create column most times here, that's why this is grayed out. And everything grayed out here means you can't use it. Whenever a thing is grayed out, it means you can't use it.
Okay, it makes sense. That's it.
Please mute yourself. You need to talk on the background.
One ball. Ah.
All right, let's continue. On the number column, I could come to transform here and statistics, and you can see some of those aggregate functions that we are used to. If I click on sum, it will give me the, in Excel, you know how it is in Excel, when you click on the column, you will see the sum at the bottom right. But here we don't have it, but you can easily come here, click on sum, it tells you the total sum of the products. Sum of the products price, 121,000. So to go back to it, you just need to, this is just for reference purpose, not like you necessarily need it to do this, but you just need to see it. You can do the same for count. Okay, I want to know how many rows that we have here. So I can come, remember how it is. If you want to do count, you don't necessarily need a number row, a number column. Count works for both numerical and non-numerical columns. So please take note of that. So come here and I can use count values and count distance. When I use count, to count, it's telling us that we have 293 entries there. And that's how simple that is, but that's mostly for reference purposes. And you can perform all these steps for all the aggregation. Okay, so imagine I pick in another column. Let's say I pick this column. So you notice that this is not a number column. So let's go to that transform. So come here. Can you see every other thing has grayed out except count value and count distance? And what is count distance? Just count only unique value here. Let's use something easier to understand for count distance. All right, good. Let's use multi-products color. So you can see lots of repetition here. Red, you can see white, black. You can still see another black, black, black. So, but to know the unique colors that we have here, you will come to the statistics, count distance, and they tell you that we have 10 unique colors. Make sense? That's the power of count distance. So now let's do a little thing. I hope you guys are with me. I have not heard Francisca's name. Fola can be forgiven, he is at work. Francisca's name. A little of Valentine, and then he decided to disappear. Francisca is not even muted. So apparently she might be talking, but we can't hear her.
Yeah.
Sort yourself, Francisca. Valentine, stop sleeping.
I can't sleep.
Well,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Now you're talking. Good. I don't like people sleeping in my class. It makes me feel like I'm not a good teacher. I'm not gonna force being a good teacher on you anyways. All right, let's move on. Imagine you have, assuming the company asks you to add 3% discount on product prices. These are the product prices, isn't it? Now, this is a real-time scenario, and this happens all the time. So add 3% discount on our products prices. How are you going to go about it? This is our product price, not that one. So that's our product price. How are you going to go about this? So we come to this place. Let's use one of those. Let's go to add column. Where is that noise coming from? So let's use one of those one of the columns. I'll come to add column. I want to use add columns because I want a new column. And this is a number column, a numerical column. So I'll use add columns tab. And then I'll come to, this is the number here. Let's come here. We want percentage. We want percentage. And that's like, how many percent do we want to add?
3%.
3%. So click on this. And, oh, sorry, not there. I use multiply, please. To multiply. I want to multiply by, I'll click here and enter value. I want to multiply by 3%. So 3% is 0.03. That's what 3% is. If you multiply this by 100, it will give you 3. Please, it's important to know how to do this multiplication. They are basic things. So when I do this, now I have something here. So this is 3%. So if I want to do, this is what I'm trying to show you something now. If I want a new column, yes, IBK.
I'm sorry, I thought when you picked the multiplication from there's percentage there. Why didn't you use that one?
Why didn't I
Can you
use
hear me?
that? So we want to apply 3% on something. We'll try and use it and see.
Okay.
But first, let's finish explaining this. So this is showing us that this is 3% of this. And if we want to get it, we just need to say this minus this. Like I can add custom column. Click on custom column. Here we are, Francisca. Peculiar, I'm answering your question.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
So new discounted price will be is equal to here. You know how it is in Excel. Then I will say the new price will be product price, the current product price. I will insert, click on it and then insert. Take away minus. Take away the discount price. The discount is multiplication. We did not rename it, but we're going to rename it now. Take away that. And the fact that I'm seeing no syntax error here shows that my formula is correct. No syntax error detected. So I'll say, okay. Now a new column has been created for me. I can name this one easily discount. And as soon as I rename this one, notice that it was multiplication before. And that was what we use in calculating here. But as soon as I renamed it, what happened? Don't you think the name will change? Don't you think the name will affect this calculation? No, it will just go straight there and change the name to the new name. Oh, okay. It just kept it like the way it is, but it didn't change it for us. But it took note of that and returned it for it's the column that it is interested in. It's not even the name for now. So was it no? Was it that? No, so sorry, that's multiplication is what I'm looking for, not that one. Okay, so then I can multiply, what's that? Multiplication? Did I delete anything? Oh, sorry. I am here. I'm supposed to be here. Rename. So the discount is here, but notice I did 3 steps. I did 3 or 2 steps to achieve this, and that's completely wrong. Because if you want your Power Query, your reports to refresh faster, you don't want to do this. You don't want to, if you can have the minimum number of steps to take to achieve a goal, do it. And this is not efficient. So what I will do is I will delete them. Delete this. Delete this. So what I have is my price. If I want 3%, if I want to take away 3% from this, well, how many percent will be left? 97%. So why don't I just multiply it by 97%? If that makes sense. And that will be 0.7. All right. 0.97. And then I just need to change the name as discounted price. Does that make sense? Just one step. Instead of going through 2 steps. Does that make sense? Guys, you're not talking to me.
Not so clear for me.
What's not clear?
Everything just, I don't know. Just
Can't say everything. Is it when we started? This is
like
specific.
no, just this percentage parts.
You didn't like the fact that I used 95%, 97% instead of 3%.
And you explained that it's because you are doing the multiplication now, but it's just blah, 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 blah. I don't know.
No. Are you confused that I used 97% or what?
And you said it's 3%, but because you multiply, that's why I use 97, right?
No, I already also used 3% to multiply. But that one I needed to, so if I use 3% to multiply, let me edit it here. What it will give us is a new column, which is 3% of the price column. Can you see? But that's not that's not the product we're selling. So for us to get the new price discounted column, we will have to take away this from this, and that's too many steps. And I said, for efficiency, multiply with 97%, which means if we are giving them 3% discount, it means our new price will be 97% less. It will now be, we're selling at 97%. If we're giving them, let me start with the one that you're very close to. If we're giving them 50% discount, you know the one you used to see when you go to Primark. If we're giving them 50% discount, it means you're selling the product at what? Half the price, isn't it?
Yes.
Good. But this time, this company said, we're not giving 50% discount. We're only giving them tiny 3% discount. So that means, okay, let me go back again. If we're giving them 40% discount, that means we are selling it at 60%, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're giving them 30% discount. How are we selling it?
70.
We're giving them 90% discount. How are we selling it?
10%.
Good. If we're giving them 10% discount, how are we selling it?
90%.
We're giving them 5% discount, how are we selling it?
95%.
And if we're giving them 3% discount, how are we selling it?
Okay, 97.
Yes, so it is that 97 that we're more interested in, not the other three, so that our work will be more efficient. And that's why we'll multiply by 97. So it will just be one step. Otherwise, what it would have been is we do the 3% and then we'll start subtracting from the original price to get the other one. That's what we would have, most people would do, but that's not efficient. You good?
Okay.
That's not being good. Being good is, yes, we are good. So that's it, discounted price. And is this clear? Yeah, you asked that, can we do percentage? Let's try percentage. I don't want to do multiplication. I want to get 95%, 97%. So let's go. Here we go, 97%. It's still the same thing. Are you okay now?
Yeah, so I think this one should be easier now.
What you want? Choose what you want, simple. That's why Power BI I made it there for you. Microsoft made it there for you. And obviously you understood this one really well. So choose what you want, please. You good?
Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
all right, so let's move on. I'm opening my books. I'm sure you can hear the sound. And then we are done with number formatting. Let's go to dates. And with dates, let's bring in our calendar. But before we bring in our calendar, let me solve our problem. Let's try and solve it. Data source, because we can bring in data from Power Query. So let's bring in sales data. Which one do we bring in? Maybe we should bring in this one, 2015. That's our sales data. We'll load it because we're on Power Query.
I'm sorry, I don't have this data set. I don't know, maybe you should
Find out from others. We'll send it to you.
Oh.
So we are here, and one of the challenges we have is that the dates columns are not so okay. Which of the dates column, Francisca?
The other day.
Okay, so what I would do first, this date, the data type has been changed. Power Query tried to change data type, even though it wasn't successful. Please mute yourself. Even though it wasn't successful, so what I would do is I will go one step backwards, take away this date so I don't keep repeating, although it's not going to create it, but it has tried to do that. So I'll just go one step backward. Now I am here. So let's try to change the dates. And to change the data type, you come to this ABC just by the side of the name, or by the left-hand side, by the left side of the the column, sorry, the column name, you will click there and it will bring out all this. It just left click. And we want to change to date because there is no time in our stuff, in our data, in our column, it's only date. So when we try to change it, so this didn't work. Before now, you notice that there is no error, everything is green. But when we try to change it, this didn't work. And this has been an issue with this data set. It is not something that you continue to experience. It happens most times. It happens fewer times, sorry. If I try to change this one too, this also gives us error. So let's try and see what we can do to this. I don't know what is the problem. We'll remove this. So let's try here and go to, let's go to using local. So most of these things depends on how they collected this data. So this is test. I'll go to date. And this is showing United Kingdom. Let me try using another local. This is United Kingdom. Perhaps United States. Let's try this. Oh, okay, that worked. Let's try it on this one too.
Can you scroll down, Kingsley, because the dates are in different batches. Can you scroll down to be sure that everything works?
I don't need to scroll down. You know why? Because Power Query had told me that everything
Because
works.
it's showing no error.
Showing no error, everything is
But
green.
scroll down, let's see. Pico.
But that yesterday that we did it, it wasn't showing.
Okay, I'm scrolling down.
I have passed that 68. So it's from that 68 that has issue.
So that means it's the local. We were trying United Kingdom only. We didn't try US.
So you just try US. Your local should actually be where your data consumers are. So you're working for company in the you're in USA, you're in UK, but they need to consume it in the US. Just give them their local, change your local to
I
US.
don't know where the data set is
So,
originated from.
so most time this data set I'm sure originated from the US, but this situation is not something you get all the time. But I'm just telling you some of the tricks you need to use to achieve some results. These things are not, it could fail, but for now it's working. So let's try it on this one, change to dates, and let's try our old friend, United States. Did it work? Yeah, it did. So we are good with it. So problem solved, isn't it?
This thing is Ojoro.
So Kingsley, this is what you refuse to explain well. You just said you're with family. You know you're the one that is stopping us from completing our projects.
I'm
This
not.
is our
I told you.
impediment, sir. That's what
I
I
told
know.
you to use your local.
It's our impediment. I told you I tried. It did not work. Why didn't you tell me to use US or ask me which one I used? You
I
said my
tried.
local
I
is
was
United
with
Kingdom,
family.
not my local.
This was in
Because
Oringo.
it was Father's Day and you're stressing my life.
Ah, hello.
I want father. We will not get father and come will they cry.
So when it's Mother's Day, nobody will hear for you guys. Please give me a break.
No verse.
Okay, so well, that's how I solved it. Sometimes some time ago, what I would do is just move it to move it to Google Sheet and do the magic there, bring it out. It should stop disturbing me. But these things don't always happen. But when it happens, you can try different methods to solve your problems. All right. Let's bring in the calendar table now. I'm not. All right, so I have been working for some time. I want to close. I want to close and apply. I mean, I've been working for some time, haven't I? I don't want to respond. All right, so here we are. Now I want to save. Right click and save. Sorry, click on file and save. And then save it with the name you want. I save mine with space status. Save it with the name you want. I'll go back again by clicking here. But imagine this. I don't want to click here. So I'll show you another way. I don't want to click here to go to transform data. I'll show you another way. We already have data on the table on our Power BI. So I can come here, click on the three ellipses on any of the data sets and go to query editor. Edit query, and it will take us to Power Query. Either way, anywhere you are, this is just to make things easy for you. And it will choose that particular table from which I clicked, from which I entered here. All right, so let's bring in our calendar table. Calendar table, get data. And my calendar table is here. That's my calendar table. It comes with just one date. Sometimes the data that has calendar table, most times your data may not even have any calendar. Most times they don't have calendar table. You can create a calendar table yourself. You can create it using Power Query, M code. You can create it using DAX function. I usually create it using DAX function. Using time intelligence. It's called calendar author. And calendar author will go check my start dates, the minimum date in any of my table that has dates, and the maximum date, and then create a date table in between them. So let's say the minimum date is January 2024. The minimum date is January 2020, and the maximum date is January 2024. It will create date between January 2020 and January 2024. That's calendar author, but that's used in DAX. I usually use it. It helps me. It's so easy. But you need to write more code to create more columns. But here you don't need to write so much code to create so much column. So let's see from here, do we go to add column? We want to create things like start of the week. We want to create things like start of the week, start of the month. Let's see, we can create so many columns here. And this calendar works with Microsoft. Microsoft products believe that beginning of the week starts on Monday. So there is what we call ISO week of the year. ISO week of the year. So the ISO 86001 rule is that the first week of the year is the week containing the first Thursday. So on the ISO, if January 1 falls on a Friday, it belongs to the last week of the previous year. So the whole idea here is with this ISO week of the year, you easily it can help tell you which number belongs to which number. So let me use it this way. Name number of days. Number of days in ISO week of the year. So we have 7 days. And when does it start? We have 53. So let me just explain this. So on ISO week of the year, the date starts on Monday. So the Monday is like not 1. So it starts from like 0 up to 6. So when we have what we have in this place is if we go to this place, okay, we don't have anything here. So we can create our own. I can come to date here, put a comma here and say I want my day to start from 1. I hope that's the right place. Date, comma. Yeah, that should be the right place. Oh no, that's not it. Um, should it be here? So Microsoft sees start of the week as Sunday, not Monday, and it starts from 0. So 1 practically means Monday. So putting this here, we are trying to tell it that our start of the week is Monday. If you put it 0, it means Sunday. If you put 5, it means like that should be Thursday. So please take notes in case you're analyzing data for people in the Arab world. Their start of the week is Saturday, isn't it? The end of the week is Thursday. Please take note of that. Okay, so I want to get more columns. I'll click here, dates. I'll come to add column, dates. Click on dates. You can see so many things we can do here. I want to get like, let me get year. I can get year. Easy. From the first date column, that's where you extract everything you want. I can get month. Even from there, I can get month name of month, so that you will know what you're doing. I can get as many things as I want. I can get name of the day. See, from just the same column. Let me get more. I've not gotten, what have I not gotten? I could get quarter of the year. So this one will not tell you quarter 1 or 2, it will just give you the number. And then you can use function to append something here, quarter, into to it. What else can we get from the dates? Talk to me, guys. What else can we get from the dates? See, from here we can see year, start of year, month, start of month, days in a month. Just depends on what you think you can get. What you think you can get. So let's move on. Can come back to it and practice anything we want to practice. But guys, that's how to use dates. Are we good?
Weeks.
Yeah, go ahead. What did you say? If you're talking, I can't hear you.
Wait, I was thinking,
Okay.
since it's the same thing, don't worry. I was thinking weeks, but it's the same thing. Don't worry.
Okay. Oh, I didn't put weeks. Yeah, I can go and add weeks. Which of them do we add? So week of the year. Yeah, that works. Can also work, add weeks of the months, week 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So, and when you check here, it will give you up to 53. See, 53 weeks. Yeah, so let's move on. Are we good with that? Are we good with that, guys?
Yes.
We are good.
Okay, so total quantity sold based on product scale. So we have our sales data. We have some things like quantity sold, see? Other quantity, yeah. So these are the quantity, and when you click here, you will see some other quantity. Let me load it. Oh, it's only one that we have here. Yeah, is everything okay? Why do we have only one here? Okay. All right, so let's go total quantity sold. So here we can go and try and practicalize with group by. Where do we find group by? I'm sure you remember your group by. See group by when you come to transform group by. So when I click on this group by, I want to get the total quantity by a certain thing like product key. So let's say this. I want to group by product key. And I want to get count. Is it count or sum? That's count, isn't it? No,
Count.
that should be sum.
Oh.
Is it? Because I want it to add. Yeah, that should be sum. So I'll give the name of the table, column, total quantity sold. And I will come here and I will say I want to do, it is the aggregate function we want to do that we have here. I want to do sum. And I want to do it on what column? Other quantity. That's the column you want to aggregate. Other quantity. Again, I'll go through this. We want to group by the one we did in Excel. For all the different keys there, we want to know how they perform based on the quantity sold. So come here and do it. Oh, we got an error, guys. What did we not do right? Let's go back. What did we not do right? What happened? That should be correct. See this one like this. Something is wrong somewhere. Or am I even getting the other line? Something is wrong somewhere. All right, so we'll not dwell on this. We'll return on this tomorrow and go through it, please. So it doesn't take all our time. Got a lot of things to cover. And meanwhile, do you want to practice? Looks like I've been talking for long. appending and merging of columns. So let's say, consider your manager asks you to get the revenue from all this, from the sales table. And then you go to sales table. When you search, what you're seeing is quantity, other quantity, quantity item, territory key, and all those things. You don't even get to see anything that has to do with sales. Only for you to notice that, and it is actually in products. There is something related to it in product, and that is like the product price. And for us to know the revenue, we need to say product price times the quantity ordered, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
To achieve this in Excel, what would we use? Because we have a common column called product.
VLOOKUP.
Exactly. To achieve this in Excel, we will use VLOOKUP. But we don't use VLOOKUP here. So that is why we will come to this sales table. And then now we come to merging. In the home tab, click on the home tab, come up here, you will see merge. Merge queries as new. Merge query, we create, query means table. We create a new table on the existing table you created. Merge table and query as new, we create it on a different table. We create a new table. So I'm gonna do only merge table, merge query as not merge query. Either of them, it's just the same process. But one will create a new table for you. So I'll go to merge queries. And then when I did this merge query, notice that I selected the sales table, and that's what it selected. It gave us to us. It gave it to us. And then it's asking me if you want to merge query, which is merge tables. And what it's trying to do is to make the table longer. Any table you're giving to it, it will just form a table. It will create more columns for it to accommodate those tables. And that's more like calling it a left join in SQL. It will just create more columns for it and call it and merge column from a different table into the existing table, and then they will both form one table. That's what this merging does. So it increases the table horizontally. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So does it keep
Wider.
all the
What they call it?
columns of of the table?
Yes.
Yes, does it keep
And it
all
gives you the power to choose the column you even want from all the other tables.
from the other one?
The other table. So here we go. And for you to be able to match the table, they need to have a key they communicate on one particular column. It could be date, it could be ID, it could be anything that they communicate in, a matching column. So I will come here, select
So is this like the
another.
primary key in SQL?
So it could be, yeah, the foreign key and the primary key. So right now we have it like, we want to merge it with current sales. That's two tables. Oh, sorry, not current sales, products. Because that's where we saw the other column. So that's the product key. Let's see if we have product key here. That's product
Yes.
key. And of course, if product key is in product table, that's the primary key. If it's in another table, it's a foreign key.
Primary
Remember?
key.
So watch what happens here. And now see here, we'll see left outer join. That's like in SQL. So left outer join increases the width of the table. All right, so now it's asking me which column do I want to pick here. Watch what will happen. I'll try and pick this one. So it's saying the selection matches 0 of 2,620, 30. So it does no match. Let me select this one. There's no match. Can you see? Are you guys with me?
Mm.
And then what if I select this sub column? It's even worse. But let's go and select the primary key. All right, so I'm waiting for you.
It's not showing anything now.
Select column of the
Of the
same
same
type.
type, number, text.
All right, I have selected now. Don't be angry. All right, so I will redo it. Okay, let me refresh that. Oh, sorry. The product key here is showing us as number. All right, so let's go back and do it. Which one is showing us as number? Product key here should be test, isn't it? We don't need
Why?
it as a number. That's just a key. It's just a key. It's not an arithmetic number. It doesn't perform any arithmetic operation. Just a key like this product SQ. So as long as it's not used for any arithmetic operation, then it should be on test. All right, so let's go back.
So is the other one on text?
Yes, I
The
think, yeah.
product key
Look
on
at
the
it.
other table.
Look at it
Okay.
here. So we have
Right.
taken this. I'm going to merge. So product, pick product key, and then pick, you see? So sometimes it will not match exactly the same number, but the idea is you want to get all the keep the existing table columns and pick as many column rows from the next table you can take. Those are the matching ones. But this match 100%. And what is this? Use fusing match to perform the merge. Don't use this anyways. So I will click OK. It will create a new table here. See? New column here. And then see this arrow pointing left and right. It's telling you expand. When you click on it, then you will see all the columns from the product table. Does that make sense?
So no. So now I thought it was going to create an entirely new table that will now have every information.
No,
So I thought it was going to merge the sales 2015 and products table to become one table.
we said it shouldn't create that. We should create that's why I explained in the beginning. Create it on existing table. Merge query new, we create it as a different table. So you choose what you want.
And it's going to appear under queries, so it will become 5 tables.
It will become 5 tables, yeah. So you choose what you want.
But
Oh,
now that this is not showing the whole of the information, how do you now use it?
it's showing everything. What I need here is the product cost and price. That's all I need here. I don't want this. I don't want the preface, that's the product to show. So it's product. So if I click here, it will say product price. You know the way we do in SQL. I don't want it.
Mhm.
So what I want is just product price. That's one I want to select. Okay. You can always come back and select as add more. So now with this now,
Where will you come back to?
if you come here, you can add another column and say okay.
Mm.
Anytime you can come and add more. So when I come here now, I can then go to add column, custom column, and I will name it revenue. So that's where your data preparation really starts. So name it revenue, and what are we trying to multiply?
Order times
Quantity, that multiply by products,
price.
and that's it. No syntax error. And then I have new column called revenue. And what is the problem? What did I do wrong? Is anything other quantity says is on this? So
Okay, it's a text. It cannot be used.
yes, so let me stay here and make other quantity number. I want to stay. This is the first step. This is the step before that calculation. That's just simple logic. Make other quantity number. I want to make it whole number because that's what it is.
Oh
That's
number.
all right. So I've made it number, and this should easily.
Okay, so if you
Oh,
were on
sorry,
this
it has
added
not.
custom,
It's not shown. Sorry. Yeah, now it has shown. Okay. So go ahead.
if you were on this added custom, it's going to break the formula, right? That's why you went to
Yeah. So you go
expanded
there.
products
Yeah,
to
you go
do the
there. You
change.
create new column. It's just for you to create custom column, and then you can do your arithmetic there, operations there.
Okay. But this one that the other quantity is just one.
Yeah, it's
Is it
showing us
normal?
1 1. Don't worry, when we bring out other sales table, it will change. All right, so let's move on. It's because all the quantities are 1 1, so there's nothing to change. But when you bring it, become handy when other sales tables come in. And then talking about other sales table, let's go there and bring in all the other sales tables. So let's say you are told to consolidate. We have been able to answer that first question. Let's say you're told to consolidate sales from different years. Sales table 2017, 2018, and 2017, 2016, and 2015. And now currently what you have is 2015. You want to bring in the other tables and consolidate them. And this is how you go about it. And this is where append comes in handy. That's merge query, that's append query. So on the append query, instead of increasing the width, it keeps the width the same and puts append means keep adding at the bottom. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Yes, keep adding on until endlessly. Just keep it. So there's nothing like join here. It's not joining, it's just appending. Okay, so our data sets were 50. Then you come and add another 151, add another 152. So appending means you just keep increasing the size of the rows of the data.
Are there conditions that need to be met? Because what
Yes,
if the columns are not the same?
exactly. So the columns must be the same. The columns must be the same. So let's go here and remove this because this is an additional stuff. And I don't want I want to remove all this, the merging, I'm not even
The
interested
merge.
in it. Filter row, where did I filter any row? I don't find any filter row. So what I'm going to do
I,
is,
I had a question. Or what was it? Uh-huh. Sorry. This Power Query, this is that we're doing like this. Is it the same with the one in Excel?
yes, it
Can we
is.
do
It's
the
the
whole
same
of
power.
this
Yes.
merging, appending,
Mm-hmm.
everything?
Everything.
Right.
Power query is Power query. The only thing it does not, Excel does not have as much data sources as this one.
And if we clean this data here, we can move it to Excel and use.
Now you're loading it. It doesn't give you the power to load it to Excel. You load it down into Power BI. That's how it's structured. Don't
Oh,
want to
okay. So
go.
any data you clean here, you can't take it out again.
You can't take it. You can take it out, but there are other things you need to do to take it out. A CSV or a CSV mostly. Not just like that.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and I want to ensure the data types are in order. This data type is in order. This is territory key. Yeah, that's fine. Other item. So other item should be whole number, I believe. See. I will give it whole number that I believe. That's what it should be. And this I'll give it whole number 2. And so they need to be of the same number of columns or the same number of rows to work. Sorry, number of columns and data type for it to work consistently.
Okay.
So now I have this. Let's go and bring in. I'll go in and bring in 2016.
CSV.
So this is us consolidating the data. And do you notice that it is on the same folder? It has its own folder. So I'll go in and get another one, 2017. So let's append. Go to the first one, click on append. Again, append and append as new. Let's append as new. So it will be a new query. So this is the first data. I want to append 3 or more because we have 3. So I'll click on 3 or more. So this is the first data. The second one is 2016. I will add it. The third one is 2017. I will add it. And that's it. Easy, easy. And let's see if it will throw any form of error like that of data type. And no, it didn't throw any error. Easy, isn't it? And then it gave us a new table called append.
Easy.
So I can come here and name it sales.
So
That's it.
So that data type that had that issue in the first one for date, that means the other ones, their data types were okay.
I'm not sure
Is that
about
what
that.
it means?
I'm not sure about that, but it's likely going to, Power Query will likely correct everything when you bring in a new one.
It's not showing any error. That means it's okay.
See this one here. This one is still showing 1, 2, 3. So let's see.
It's true. Even the other dates.
No error. So we are good. We're good here. For 1, 2, 3.
But the other date is still showing 1, 2, 3.
We're good now. Error.
The number, product key, customer key, territory key. Okay.
Now you know how to you can append easily, but it was so simple.
Yes.
But now just imagine we just appended 3 years. What if you are giving 20 years to consolidate? How would you have gone about it? Just to bring them one after the other. Imagine the pains.
That's 20 different tables.
Yeah, 20 years. 2004 to 2024. How would you have gone about it? Bring them one after the other. Imagine the pain it's gonna be causing. At some point, you might start feeling sleepy or mess it up. Human error. That is where go to the next level. Going to delete this one we have done. Delete all the cells. That I hold my control key and select the one I want and delete everything. Then go in here, more data, pay attention, more data. I want to bring in all the data, all the sales data, isn't it? What do you think is
Yes.
the best method to bring it in?
Folder.
Excellent, as a sound mind. Go to folder, just go and pick up the folder. So browse the folder. The folder is on my desktop, data sets. That's it.
Master
That's the folder.
FY.
That's the folder. I'll pick it up. And here we go. It will just bring it and create a new, to just bring it in. So now as it brought it in, of course I'm not going to combine and transform. Not ready about that for that. I will just transform. So it gave us some things here. It brought them in the way they are, data sets. So when you see this is the name of the data set. Assuming you have so many data sets there are some you may not want. You can come here and filter it out. But we want all of them. So, and it's giving you the extension name, discard date assessed, just giving you so many things here. But all these things we don't need. So we're going to delete all of them. We delete all of them. What we want is in this binary. That's the one we're going to expand. So,
So
I
how do
don't
you select control and
control shift and then go to the end. Or because
click?
it is even only this one I want to keep, I'll right click and remove others, which is easier actually. So now we are here. Let's click on this arrow and expand. Now it's evaluating the query. So it's giving us a preview of our data. Here's how our data looks like. And okay, to do the remaining magic. Remember, it has created a new table for us.
So it
And
gave
that,
it the name of the folder.
yes, that's what you use for a new table. And we don't need to do the appending anymore. This is the date. So you can see, let's load more to see the other year. See, 2016, 2017. And I can then come here and we try changing it to dates. Without error, succeeded. Same here, without error, we saw, no, we didn't. So let's go back one step. Try and do our thing and hope that it succeeds. And this there, let's use the United States local. Yeah, it worked. And this,
And what's all these ones now that are showing transform file from master file, helper
so
query
these are
3?
all the things it did for you that you didn't have to do. Just leave them out there. And this is your data. Forget about these words. This is your data. And you can rename it to sales data. All right. Do we have any error here? Like it's telling us we have error on the date, other dates. Yes. So let's go remove the data type there. But that's not the data type I want. All right, so let's use our normal method and fix this.
The thing is now heavy because of the 3 tables.
Yeah, that's also my laptop too. Okay, worked well. And this one, no, that's not what I want. We are good. All right, we are good. And that's it. So now I can load, close and load. So I can close and load. And that's appending for you. And that's importing data from folder for you.
Hey, wow. So now, Kingsley, this sales data that that you said we should use to create the dashboard. It says
Yeah.
2015. There's not much insight now. So from what you've done today now, that means we can merge the product and the customer to this
So
thing
that's why
and
you
use
need
it.
to patiently wait and pay attention and follow so that we complete this work. When we complete this, the cleaning and the building of data model, we can then do your analysis.